back here. We're in a 2021 Flying Cloud 23 FB. That's our trailer here. We just got done installing the Vizio Class D TV. Why we installed this is because the LG that came in it has no inputs on the back whatsoever. It had a power, something for the over-the-air antenna, and one HDMI, which was just a generic HDMI. It was not set up for any kind of audio out or HDMI ARC. So we picked up this TV. I don't even know. I mean, it's maybe like $130 or something. I'll put a link in the description below. But we chose it because, one, it was like a direct mount. I mean, literally, you can like throw this TV up in, I don't even know. I mean, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That being said, the only other thing that we had to configure was we did have to kind of shave out just a little bit of the TV bracket for the RF cable, which is the over-the-air antenna. And why we even wanted to change the TVs, we're in our storage right now, so, and there's a storm overhead. So why we wanted to even change it was you'd turn on the TV or whatever you want to do, hook up an Apple TV. The only sound you would get would be through the TV, which it was left a lot to be desired, maybe you'd say. Even having the ducted air that we have, you'd still be banging the TV volume up to like 95 or 100, whatever it was, and it was just very tiny sounding. And so we wanted to find a solution to somehow tie into the JL audio. I believe it's the Media Master 50 is what comes on our Flying Cloud. And so with that, we were able to use the HDMI that normally ran to the Blu-ray player. We plugged it in over on here to the HDMI 1, which is the ARC channel. And then we went ahead and got an adapter, which I'll show that to you on the screen now. And there's a link for that below. Every part we use, there's going to be a link below. That way you don't have to search it out. And so it's installed back here. The DVD player is it's honestly even unhooked right now. We don't use Blu-rays. We own like 2. And so this here, you kind of pull up and just kind of rotate. It's just Velcroed. You can see here, yeah, we still got it thrown in there. If we wanted to, yeah, sure, we could quickly swap the HDMI back in there. It would just come through the TV volume, which the TV volume is better than the LG because it has like Dolby Digital. The adapter is buried back in here. Take the panel off with 4 screws. And you're going to find a set of aux inputs, which I'll show you on the screen now. You plug in the 2 RCAs, plug in the HDMI from here. You can grab power from a USB port that is actually in the back of the JL Media Master 50, and boom, you're done. And so what that means is sometimes when you do these stereo configurations like that, you lose the ability to use, the TV remote. And we are in a pretty bad storm here, so just trying to get the. But what that means is, we can sit in bed and use the remote. And there's that's about the worst thing is there's a hair of a delay. So it's at 65. I'm going to click. And now it just went to 70. But the beauty is we got 2 speakers underneath the bed here. Shut this off here. We got 2 speakers under the bed, under the cabinets here. And so now those are activated. We have the subwoofer here that's down under the dinette, which you can find right here. You don't usually store anything in there. That's where the sub is. And then obviously we got the 2 JLs that are just above. And so far, we've taken it out once. Oddly enough, we did not watch any TV. But with that being said, it ties into the aux, and the beauty of what it is I believe we haven't, like I said, we haven't even used it. I know it works, but we can also set the zones. And so we'll say somebody's up here or was working or doing something, like we could just set the zone just so those speakers are on. Or maybe it's vice versa. We got the TV flipped around. I want to watch the news in the morning. My wife wants to sleep. I can just have it coming through here. And so that's pretty much it. I would say between flipping out the TV, we did try to put a Vizio 32-inch TV in there, which would have been kind of cool. Without moving the bracket and all that stuff, it just was not going to fit. The 24-inch for the cost that it was, you know, like I said, I think it was like $130. It's got AirPlay 2, all kinds of stuff built into it. It's pretty much a direct mount. Like I said, you do got to shave a little thing out for the antenna. But other than that, man, I mean, bolts up like that through the, I forget, maybe this is a VESA mount is what they call it. It's 4 Phillips head screws, and you're done. Same thing up here. It's besides the Blu-ray player, which I showed you, that you kind of slide out because it's just Velcroed in there. Literally, you take off 4 Phillips head screws right here, and boom, you tie into that aux input. So I personally feel like for the money you spend on these trailers, it should have been wired that way from the factory. For whatever reason, it wasn't. Again, don't attempt any of this if you're not capable of doing it. There's no risk of shock that I'm aware of, but hey, you never know, there may be. But other than that, that's how we got surround sound through our 5-speaker system in our 2021 Flying Cloud.